Don't stand by, please.
I always make you laugh for some reason.
We have speed. We can go anytime.
Well, Brian De Palma, here we are again discussing another film. And this one, I think, is going to have a ready-made audience because everybody knows the Untouchables. And the only thing is that they may go into it with some sort of preconceived notions. So what is it that you ideally would like for people to be thinking about when they go in to see your Untouchables?
Well, strangely enough, we did a little research in this area that seems that the major movie-going audience, the thing they know most about is Al Capone. A lot of people don't know who the Untouchables are, and a lot of people don't know who Elliot Ness is. From our era, of course, we know who these people are because we saw them on television. But, kids from, 12 to 18, this is like, they don't know who the Untouchables are, but they do know who Al Capone is. So that's why Capone is such an important element in this movie. And in the script, he is portrayed in a very kind of civic-minded, charming, gives press conferences. Everybody loves him. He's supplying liquor, something that everybody wants. The Volstead Act is a very unpopular law. So we try to give Capone a whole different feel to him. Even though he's as corrupt as ever, in the public persona, he's a charmer.
Historically, how much of the story is true?
It's fairly true in the sense that the Untouchables were the group of Treasury men that got the tax evidence against Capone that in fact indicted him. There were in fact people killed during that process. But there's so much sort of epic mythology involved here, it sort of moves into the area of Billy the Kid and Wyatt Earp.
Capone was sentenced to 11 years. What happened to him after that? Did he die in prison or what?
No, he was released, I think after he served 8, and he died in 1948 of syphilis.
And he and Ness never crossed paths anymore?
No.
Okay. One of the scenes that I absolutely love and adore in this movie is the baby carriage scene. And of course, those of us who know the battleship Potemkin, there's a parallel there. Now, was this scene written in the script that David Mamet did, or was it something you said, I've always wanted to have that kind of a scene?
No, it was not written in the script. There were other shootouts that I did storyboard and worked out, but because of budget reasons and time reasons, we weren't able to do them. There was a train chase, and it's a shootout at a racetrack. And I got this idea of having this shootout on a staircase, and then the idea of the baby carriage came to me because the scene originally was after the scene where Elliot visits his wife at the hospital. And then, of course, remembering Potemkin, the idea of a baby carriage in the midst of all this gangster shootout is like a very strong visual idea. Plus, the movie's about innocent people being involved in the interactions of these mobsters.
Kevin Costner told me that he, at first, wasn't going to be able to do the movie, that he said no twice. So who were some of the other people you were looking at for Elliot Ness in the event that he would not have been able to do it?
Well, they're sort of obvious people that you probably would think about as quickly as I would. Harrison Ford, Mel Gibson. You want someone to sort of embody Americana, honesty, truth, sort of your Gary Cooper or Gregory Peck of today.
And did they, in fact, read for you and look
Well,
at
Harrison was too involved in the movie he was making, and Mel was interested in doing the picture, but he had another obligation, and he had to finish the movie Lethal Weapon.
The violence in the picture, of course, appears to be valid. But in actual fact, historically, was it that violent an era?
A lot worse. Well, this is the year of the St. Valentine's Massacre. Valentine Day's massacre. So it was a lot more violent. I mean, you know, that was the first sort of mass execution of one group of gangsters on another, and that really shocked everybody, including the people in Chicago. I mean, they said, well, we can't allow this to happen anymore, because they just slaughtered all these people, and it was just like, wait a minute. But like, you know, there's this very famous story where Al Capone invited a lot of people to dinner, and he proceeded to bash 4 people's heads in front of everybody else, just executed them.
What reason?
Because they were not doing what he was told them to do. They were not playing the game according to his rules. And the idea basically is that you're dealing with somebody that was a tyrant and had complete power over that city in that time.
Well, Brian, it's good to talk with you again. I think the film is going to be a whopping success.
Thank you.
It's really well done, all the way through.
Thank you.
Congratulations to you.
Thank you.
Good to see you.